Okay, so this is a short tutorial which will tell you a little bit more about using the VLOOKUP function in Excel. So I've just opened up this workbook with the same Jacob Limited data that we used in the pivot table examples. What I've got here is a little table that says all of my kind of 5 items that are included within this data and the unit cost and the sales price for them. So this data here, you know, it's made up of which rep sold what items in which area on what dates and how many they sold of each of them. But importantly, you know, against each kind of item, we've got the unit cost of that item. So a binder unit cost is £4.99 and a binder sales price is £6.99 pence, it's in here. Now, we've only got 5 items and they've all, the unit cost and the sales price of those 5 items are just in this little table. Now, what VLOOKUP does is it looks down, it vertically looks down data, and then it will return what we've asked Excel to return for us. So for instance, if I just type some stuff here, so if we say pen, I'll type some of the names here, desk, what else have we got? Pen set, I'll put them all in, so binder. So we could set up a VLOOKUP formula in this square here, say. So in this cell here, I should say. So if we go to insert, go to formulas, and then in our formulas, actually we've got one here which says lookup and reference. If we press lookup and reference, and if we go down to the bottom, we can highlight VLOOKUP. I mean, you could do insert function and then choose VLOOKUP, but we might as well use this little icon here, which is lookup and reference. So at the bottom there, we've got VLOOKUP. Now this kind of sets it out in this table, which is actually quite nice, and it gives you a little description here of what VLOOKUP does. So looks for a value in the leftmost column of a table and then returns a value in the same row from a column you specify. Okay, so that's what VLOOKUP does. It looks for your item, your value, in the leftmost column of a table, this is our table, and returns what we want it to return associated with that item. So first of all, we need to tell Excel what we want to look up. So the lookup value. We want to look up pen, what we've got in here. We want to look up pen. And where do we want to look it up? Well, we want to look it up in this little table here. So if I highlight rows A to C, we want to look it up in here. What do we want Excel to return if it finds pen, or when it finds the word pen? We want it to return the unit cost of a pen. So the unit cost of a pen is in column 2 of this table. So this table, A is column 1, B is column 2, C is column 3. So we want it to return, in this case, what's in the unit cost. So what's in column B, which is called 2. So we don't name the columns, the letters, we name them, we give them numbers. So we want to return what's in column 2. And then the lookup range, it's kind of saying, well, do we want to look up exactly pen, or do we want a close match? Now, when we're looking up kind of a text like we're looking up the word pen, we want it to be an exact match, so we need to tell Excel 0. So if we want an exact match, we put 0. If we want the nearest value, we do 1. So that's more if we're looking up figures, but we're looking up text, so we put 0 in there. Okay, right, so it's returned £8.99. So what Excel has done is it's gone over here, it's looked up pen, it's found it, and then it's returned what's in the second column, which is £8.99. And if we just copy that formula down, you see it's done it for all of them. It's gone, it's looked up that whatever was in here, and it's returned what we've asked it to return. So that's very, very quick and easy, isn't it? If we want also to do the same with the sales price, I'll show you how we do that. So again, we can go to lookup and reference, VLOOKUP. What do we want to look up? Well, we want to look up pen again. Where do we want to look it up? In here, columns A to C. What do we want it to return once it finds pen? Well, now we want it to return what's in column number 3. So let's put 3, oops, not 23, 3. And do we want to look up an exact match? Yes, we do, so 0. Okay, so it's returned $12.99. Yep, and again, we can copy that down. Oops. What have I done? Oh, I don't know what I've done there. Some things I'm going to have to just very, very quickly do that again. So we want to look up that. We want to look it up there. We want to return what's in 3, and we want an exact match. Okay, let's copy that down. It's better. So this time it's returned what's in the 3rd column. It's returned the sales price. Okay, so if we go back to our whole lot of data, by using that lookup function and putting it here, we can link these kind of absolute figures that are kind of typed in here to what we've got in this table by just doing exactly what we've done. And I'll show you the advantage of that in a minute. So let's do our formula, VLOOKUP. What do we want to look up? Want to look up pencil. Where do we want to look it up? Want to look it up over here in our table array. What do we want to return? Want to return what's in column 2 of our table array, and we want an exact match. Right, so the figure hasn't changed, but it's now expressed as a formula. So if we copy that down, you can see, you know, nothing's changing, but they're now all kind of linked to that little table. And what that means is that if, for instance, we wanted to change, if someone told us that actually we can't get pencils for $2.99 anymore, we can't make them for $2.99, whatever it is, they're now going to be, I don't know, £3.50. We can just change that data in here, and immediately every pencil in here has the value 350 against it, because it's linked to this table where we've changed that data. Let's put it back to the $2.99. You know, oops. So that's actually quite useful, because now we can model, you know, change things here in terms of sales prices, unit costs, see what happens to our source data that will automatically be changed, and, you know, see how that affects particular things, you know, that we might have worked out using pivot tables even. I'll just show you how to also link the sales price. Again, the same thing that we did before in the little example. So we can do lookup and reference, VLOOKUP. We want to look up that item. We want to look it up over here in A, B, and C. We want to, in this time, return what's in column 3 of that table array, and we want an exact match. Again, we can just copy that down, and we can test that, you know, it's working properly by changing the data here again. So let's change binders to £7.50. Sorry, sales price of £7.50. And look, all of our binders now are £7.50. So there we go. That was a short tutorial on VLOOKUP. And you can now do the next activity.